Hello, everybody. I am Diana Hastings. I'm the Executive Director for the Underserved Communities Foundation. It's a pleasure to welcome you to the Underserved Communities Foundation 2023 annual meeting. Thank you for taking the time to join us today. I have a couple of announcements before we get started. First, microphones have been disabled for all viewers of this meeting. If you have any questions or comments, you may use the Q&A function on Zoom. I will monitor those questions and bring them up to the speakers if relevant, or we'll answer them at the end of the session. Also, this recording, when available, will be available on our website at underservedcommunitiesfoundation.org, as well as the annual report. At this time, I'd like you to join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. It is my pleasure to introduce UCF founder and chairman of the board, Max Villaronga. Please join Chairman Villaronga as he leads us through our invocation.
Thank you, Diana. Please join me in a prayer by bowing your heads. Heavenly Father, bless us as we gather today for this meeting. Guide our minds and hearts so that we give our best always and make a positive difference every day. We ask that you please look over our community, our country, and the world. Teach us to be generous in our outlook, courageous in the face of difficulties, and wise in our decisions. We ask that you help guide our goals and projects so we can help our community as much as possible. Please keep us all healthy and safe and grant us peace. We place our hearts and minds in your hands, always. Amen. UCF first annual member meeting is now called to order. The time is now 4:35 p.m. Mountain Time. Let me begin by introducing our board of directors, many of whom are joining us through virtual means. Paulina Lopez, board vice chairperson. Frank Shindo, board treasurer. Eliana Avila, board secretary. Lidia Cisneros, board member, and Christopher Montoya, board member. I would like to take this opportunity to thank my fellow board members for their dedicated service, commitment, and passion, which have contributed greatly to the success of UCF's second year. I also want to thank our immediate past board member, Aurora Anaya Dyer. Aurora's efforts this past year were very important to our success. Thank you for your service. I will now present the chairman's report. As chairman of the board and founder of the Underserved Communities Foundation, I am proud to see the organization's growth and impact supporting underserved communities and those that are most in need. The Underserved Communities Foundation was founded in March of 2021 as a nonprofit community foundation, embracing the vision of community and individual economic development through the people helping people philosophy. The UCF supports activities and organizations that address affordable, accessible credit and savings, diversity, equity, inclusion, accessibility, and belonging, education, employment, the environment, food insecurity, health, housing, technology, and transportation. The UCF strives to accomplish this by being a leader in charitable giving, volunteerism, partnerships, scholarships, fundraising, and other appropriate and available methods designed to move underserved communities forward. UCF is committed to being a trusted steward of funds, supporting philanthropists, and connecting donors to the causes that touch their hearts. It seems like yesterday we had the vision to have a greater impact in the community, to be able to reach those that were being left behind and help them break the cycle of poverty. Just a few weeks ago, we celebrated UCF's second anniversary. Here are some of the most significant accomplishments of 2022. In January, UCF's website was launched, allowing people to connect with UCF, learn about its mission, vision, and goals, engage in volunteering opportunities, and much more. The launch of the website also allowed individuals to become UCF members, joining its mission of reducing poverty and empowering underserved communities. In February, UCF opened its very first request for proposals from organizations seeking funding from the UCF. The UCF Board of Directors and I were committed to bridging the gaps in services faced by underserved communities. Through an impartial evaluation method, the UCF board selected 3 local nonprofit organizations and awarded the very first round of UCF grants. The funding was dispersed in June. In March, the UCF Board of Directors opened 2 additional seats for the Board of Directors. Christopher Montoya was elected in April, and in June, Lidia Cisneros joined the UCF Board of Directors. On May 5th, 2022, the UCF hosted its first community-wide event, the UCF Cinco de Mayo Gran Fiesta. City, state, and community leaders, along with stakeholders, donors, sponsors, community members, and volunteers, attended the event and learned about the UCF's mission and work in underserved communities. In September 2022, Executive Director Diana Hastings began working for the UCF on a full-time basis. Prior to that, Diana had only been working part-time at the UCF. UCF hosted its second fundraising event on October the 29th. UCF's Strikeout Poverty Bowling event was well attended by individuals and groups with the desire to support underserved communities in the region. In November of 2022, the UCF Board of Directors, along with the Executive Director, engaged in the strategic planning for 2023. The UCF Board approved the strategic plan for 2023 the same month. Lastly, as the year culminated, the board approved the 2023 budget and designated the funding priorities also for 2023. It is an honor to work and partner with caring and generous individuals who are committed to reducing poverty by empowering the underserved. I want to express my gratitude to the board, executive director, UCF members, and donors for their support and commitment to empowering underserved communities. Thank you for helping the UCF grow, reach new levels, and serve more people. I will now ask Board Secretary Eliana Avila to read over the Treasurer's report on behalf of our Board Treasurer, Mr. Frank Shindo.
Thank you, Max. As reflected in the 2022 financial report, UCF's financial position was strong and healthy. In 2022, UCF received revenue through contributions, fundraising events, and membership recruitment efforts with a total revenue of $251,595.59. Total expenditures for the same year were $185,562.84, of which $60,000 funded grants awarded to the El Paso community during 2022. This was a strong first year of operation. The UCF Board of Directors is committed to safeguarding UCF's assets responsibly. So for this reason, the Board and Executive Director have instituted fiscal control policies and procedures to ensure the organization's fiscal health and growth. Furthermore, the UCF Board of Directors has established a reserve fund of $59,429.48 during the 2022 fiscal year. We thank you for your membership and for your donations, but above all, the trust and confidence that you have placed in the UCF. Thank you.
Thank you, Eliana. At this time, I would like to thank the Nominating Committee Chairperson, Ms. Paulina Lopez, and committee members, Mr. Christopher Montoya, Mrs. Helena Ortiz, Ms. Kayla Suarez, and Ms. Desiree Trevor. Ms. Paulina Lopez will now read the nominating committee report.
Thank you, Chairman Max Villaronga. The nominating committee meeting was called to order at 4:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on March 7, 2023 through a video conference, and present were Chairperson Paulina Lopez, myself, Committee Member Christopher Montoya, Committee Member Helena Ortiz, Committee Member Kayla Suarez, and Committee Member Desiree Trevor. Based on the information provided and after careful consideration, the nominating committee nominated the following individuals to continue serving on the board of directors for a 3-year term: Ms. Eliana Avila and Mr. Frank Shindo. So the nominating committee voted to accept all nominations by acclamation, and the meeting was adjourned at 4:56 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Congratulations to all individuals that were elected to serve on the UCF Board of Directors. Thank you.
Thank you, Paulina. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce UCF's Executive Director, Deanna Hastings, to present her report.
Thank you, Chairman Villaronga. I am grateful to have the opportunity to dedicate my professional career to helping individuals and families on the journey to self-sufficiency and pursuing a thriving future. I am even more grateful that I get to do it under the direction and leadership of a genuinely caring group of individuals that make up the UCF Board of Directors. Thank you, Chairman Villaronga and the entire UCF Board for your trust and support, but most importantly, for your dedication to empowering underserved communities. One of the major areas of focus in 2022 was developing its story and messaging. We at UCF believe that the key to a thriving society lies in the development and empowerment of underserved communities. Underserved communities are not areas or zip codes within a city. They are individuals and families facing additional barriers, preventing them from breaking the cycle of poverty. At UCF, we partner with these individuals, families, and nonprofit organizations to identify and fill in gaps in services and underserved communities. The UCF branding and logo, which was developed in early 2022, represents the unity and dependability between the foundation and the community. The icon of the logo represents a thrill weave, which is a strong and resilient pattern. The colors used are a representation of each UCF priority areas or economic development pillars, offering a holistic approach to individual and community economic development, creating a thriving society. Another focus area was the development of UCF's fundraising initiatives. In early 2022, UCF launched its UCF Founding Member campaign, which was promoted throughout the year and resulting in a total of 331 founding members for the year. The UCF Cinco de Mayo Gran Fiesta was held on May 5th, 2022 at the Starlight Event Center. The event was created as an opportunity to introduce UCF to the community, share UCF's vision, mission, history, and priority areas, bring attention to challenges faced by underserved communities, and raise funds for UCF's future grant awards. More than 220 individuals attended the event, including city, state, community leaders, supporters, donors, members, and volunteers. A second fundraising event, the UCF Strikeout Poverty Bowling event, was held on October 29, 2022 at Oasis Lanes. This event also raised funds for UCF future grants and was attended by over 240 people. UCF also participated in El Paso Giving Day 2022, organized by the Paso del Norte Community Foundation. Out of the accomplishment of UCF during 2022, the most rewarding is when we get to help individuals and families achieve success. In February of 2022, UCF had its first request for proposals in support of food security and housing. The UCF board approved to award $30,000 to El Pasoans Fighting Hunger to provide meals to children who depend on school meals during the summer, fall intercession, Thanksgiving week, winter break, and spring break. Moreover, UCF awarded $15,000 to the El Paso Center for Children to purchase apartment kits for young adults transitioning into independent living. UCF also provided $15,000 to El Paso Human Services and rental assistance for young adults also transitioning into independent living. As a young foundation, we wanted to support children and young adults experiencing poverty, such as young adults aging out of foster care, runaway youth, and victims of sex trafficking. The UCF Board of Directors and I are so pleased with the positive impact that we have seen on these individuals and families' lives. Another UCF accomplishment worth mentioning is becoming Money Smart Week of El Paso's fiscal agent. The mission of Money Smart Week of El Paso is to educate consumers to better their finances. Often, people experiencing poverty have a difficult time managing their finances. For this reason, the relationship between UCF and Money Smart Week of El Paso is not just one that makes good sense, but one with great potential to make a difference in the lives of people who are the most financially vulnerable. I would like to take this opportunity to invite you to attend UCF's Gran Fiesta 2023 on May 11, 2023 at 5:30 p.m. at the Starlight Event Center. Join us to enjoy mariachi and folklorico performances, food and drinks, but most importantly, hear an empowering testimonial from a UCF participant. This is where you see your money in action. I am excited about UCF's future. I am grateful to the board of directors for their commitment and leadership. Most importantly, thank you to each member, donor, and supporter for your trust and generosity. You make a difference, and together we will make it possible for people to break the cycle of poverty and make the world a more equitable place for all to thrive. Thank you.
Thank you, Deanna. This concludes the business meeting portion. Thank you.
I see that we do not have any questions on the Q&A function. So at this time, I want to thank you again for your time and for joining us today, and most importantly, for your continued support. Have a great day and stay safe.